And good morning, everybody. Hoping you're okay. Blessed day for you all. Blessed Sunday. And today we will streaming live on YouTube also, on my YouTube page, and also on Facebook. Oh, everybody okay? What a Sunday morning we started with. Yeah. Let me start by as you know, we wake up this morning with the different things that happened since last night. Night was a little rough. Let me put it in that way. Okay, and yeah, the accident. I have so much of details on it, but based on the videos that's running on social media via the WhatsApp, I see a gentleman had a heat argument there with the police. So I suppose the police definitely will come out with a press release stating, yeah, will be stating on what happened during the accident from last night. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah. Suppose everybody hear me. Don't check out those things if the camera working. I on the right mic today. So anyway, they had a accident, and I see sometimes when your loved one is hurt, but sometimes you need to uh, follow the instruction, because the longer you stay there arguing with the police, the ambulance can come in. They're looking too for the safety. So anyway, waiting to see what happened exactly there. I suppose for sure the police will be giving out a statement on that. And later down in the morning hours of Sunday, early morning hours, there was a shooting on Kimsha at an activity, okay, on Kimsha Beach. So I would like to send all strength to the Mackling families, and definitely keep you all in the prayers, as the victim is stable but in critical condition. So only by praying we can support the family. Okay, so let me do so. Okay, because the circulating from in the forehead about he died, this, that, but he did not die. Okay, he's in the ICU, and what I understood is in the ICU in stable condition, but still critical. Okay, folks, and I have to tell you, as I've been saying always, and I keep saying on Facebook, pray over your family. Okay, the Lent, as I say, the Lent is not over. Some people, young people, doesn't see the danger of it because they still have the scale over the eyes. Some not, but the devil is out there, and the only thing he's doing is to try to bring sadness, tragedy in your family. So mothers and fathers, um, I don't participate no more in Carnival. I don't need to stream the activity. I don't do nothing. That is my own belief. I stop. But you all children who's going, please pray over your children because you don't know what's going to bring. It's a lot of tense it bring over the police them too, because until if you don't catch a shooter to regulate to see what's the problem that escalated so far that they had to use gun and things like that in the in this activity. So imagine when you are not sober, you're under influence of alcohol, and that's where you're going to get the devil talk to you and convince you to confront instead of walk away. So please, parents, pray over your children. Pray for those children that you tell them too that they not cannot participate in certain activities and they're going to jump the bathroom window and jump the kitchen window for it to be, some of them going to run away because they want to be part of certain things. So pray from now that the Lord can block them and take it out of their mind. Okay, folks. What's going on the social media? Some people send me a video, and I laugh because the leader of the USP party was on the radio a couple of weeks back, in the early beginning of the year. According to our sources, there is a group that we know exactly who's behind, because we know who was in the meeting. Okay, that they're going to target certain candidates. Yeah, they're going to target some of the candidates of the USP party, and I am the number one on the list for sure. And if I wasn't a threat, they will never be calling my name, and they will never be making all of the little cartoons what they do. These cronies that making sure that they can scandalize and bring my image, drag me into the mud. But I don't worry with them because I have my focus is on the election. My focus is to make sure that these people, these cronies and their opdrachtgever, the ones that instructing them, don't make it into the next election. To expose them with the truth. Because I don't come on Facebook, I don't write things to create stories. I tell you that there is a friction, that that this happened or that happened. My things are facts. You understand? Maybe I brings it out in a jokey way. Okay? But the truth is the truth. And you can't hide from it. And these people want to get in not because they want to fight for you, no. Not because they want to fight to make sure that you have bread on the table, that you have money, that you can pay for what you need to be, what you owe. It's either the bank, it's either your landlord, somebody who you borrow money from, or whatever it is. Okay? These people want to come back for they to continue as we say in Papiamento, Georgia. So they want to be dining and whining with these millionaires and suck money out of these. If these millionaires and these people who come in with project only understand, my fight is to avoid them to be paying dirty money. You understand? Brown sack money for they to get through. Because if you are entitled to get something, it is your right as an investor on this island. My fight is that you don't take abuse of the people who's going to work for you. You understand? And that they can make the lawful money what is to them. Okay? And these cronies and these people who are, they plan their stuff, is making sure that people like me, who's want to be the watchdog in parliament on behalf of the people who vote me there, that's the reason why I don't go to these millionaires to ask them for donation money for me to be showing off. My votes need to be organic, genuine, because you watching me, who is the voter, know that Gromiko in those 15 chairs of parliament is going to make sure my interests, my rights, the laws that protect me are going to be definitely respected. You understand? I have no time to lie, create story about account or fake account and this and that. No RST and neither TBO or what type of name they call them tomorrow need to come knock at my door to come search for me. Okay? And for you all who maybe doesn't understand quietly how our laws is put in place, but let me just put a little light to you for you to understand, because today I'm going to be talking too much of this Lisbon case. Okay, but if the investigator got information that a suspect is involved in breaking the law, okay, and they want to go into the people in home and their office, they need to justify it on black and white or via email, justify it to a judge for them to get a permission to go so in. They need to justify the court system because of the suspect is a member of parliament. You need to justify, because based on the law, you need to justify the proof, the evidence that you have that you want to get authorization. Actually, it's two authorizations a member of parliament have to get. Not a member of parliament, but the investigator, the prosecution team need to get to go at a member of parliament. First of all, you need to convince a court that you need to arrest a member of parliament. And second, you need to convince another judge for you to get the warrant signed for you to go into the house or into the office or whatever evidence you want to get to do your investigation. And please, people, let me be realistic, okay? You cannot get all of that based on a Facebook, whatever account from the social media, a fake account. I don't know if you listen to the parliament, but you clearly see how MP Westcott stating about the immune protection that members of parliament and ministers have when they are on the floor of parliament during a meeting. That what is said, that you cannot hold them accountable to in court, and the severeness of it. So the good gentleman, as some of you all will look at it, and some of you all will look at it as a crook. Okay, he could say what he wants, so he can lie on floor of parliament, but he will not be held accountable. I want him to go on the radio station and go talk about what he talked about it. Repeat those exactly sentence words that came out of his mouth on a radio station. Okay, that we will love to see, because if it is the truth, that means you can speak it on the floor of parliament and you can speak about it on the radio. Okay, so I challenge them. Those are the things that they need to do. So I'm here to educate you, to open your eyes for you to understand, because it's very important who you're going to vote for and for a reason you're going to vote for, and what problems or no problems you're going to get because you want to ally yourself with this liar and this person who manipulates. Let me put another liar. Let me put it, he manipulates us, the people. You understand? By sweet talking here, sweet talking over there. Okay? And that's the reason why also I said there is a lot of things need to be changed in different ministry, a lot of policy, how things is going. And I think we need to flex the information a little bit. So that means that we need to give more information on certain topics that is very important for the people of St. Martin, the voters, the citizens, the non-voters, and everybody. Okay? So please do not fall in no trap about no fake account and who this, who write that, and this, that. We all know what going on. Who like to party know what going on. Who like to go to these secret meetings know what going on. Okay? And the ones that don't go, we in blind. Our eyes are open. So leave your conscience guide you to these people for you to know who they be. Okay? And I wish them luck for they to continue trying to scandalize and bring down the candidates of the USP, because there's a karma watching them at the door and they're going to pay. Confusion has started among themselves, confusion within the ministry. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of changes of last minute changes in cabinets for this year, who in abandon leave because of injustice within themselves. These are confusion. Okay? And the Lord will bring confusion among them, among your enemies, as he said. Okay? And make your enemies your footstool. So leave them try, leave them continue doing what they want. And if I wasn't a threat, if I didn't have my locks, my views, my followers locked on me, they will not target me. They target because they see the potential in me. And if you all really, really stick your gun from, as I say, from 2017, where I was more vocal than ever against the people who were sitting in government, and I was vocal during 2020 after the election and the abuse that we're doing towards the citizens of this island. I will not be the target. Okay? They don't cut my wings that I can't get in the press briefing to ask them the correct questions and put them on the spot because I'm a threat. That's why they close the door. They make sure to keep me out. When they saw the heat coming on them, they flex it a little bit, but they still want to hold the grounds or certain things to keep me out. But I am one thing I want to do. I am busy working to get them out of government so that the people can get the information necessary and for your own good, what's good for you, for we to work on to fight for it. You understand? Because there is a lot of things we need to go back to the table. We need to negotiate again, renegotiate, because there is a lot of things we can accomplish if we have the right people to negotiate and not negotiate in interest for they to be pocketing the money and giving the friends them deals and wheels after for they to get a little brown sack. Okay? A lot of them talking about the old people, the pension. Okay? A lot of candidates that's elected that's sitting in either council of minister or sitting in parliament talking about the pension, the pensioners. Okay, look, we are going in the next 2 days. It's going to be March the 28th. Is the 28th is reaching to the end of the month. Up to now, the pensioners cannot get the correct pension where the Minister of VSR said. But the Minister of VSR had to explain the community that he did his part. Now he need to wait for Parliament to do their part. Until Parliament do not adjust the law, the pensioners is going to keep collecting the old figures from 2022. But there is plan put in place that the moment the law pass, the financial institution, that is the SZV, that pays out the pension, the old-on pension, will pay immediately the difference from January to a month that they decide to pass this law. Okay, so the back pay will come, and depends what day and time that they can manage to pay. Otherwise, it will be put the following month for sure. So they already said that. But the minister just wanted to score on that they change the law, that this, that. But explain to people. You know what is nice if you can sit down and educate the people for you to understand what's the following step. Now, I post this week that I was looking at the parliament all around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. If they can sit down, work till 3 o'clock in the morning, that means that the parliament can bring this law on the agenda all around 6 o'clock in the afternoon, start that meeting and finish 3 o'clock in the morning. If you really, really want the pensioners and you really have them to your heart. Okay? I hope that they will understand that if you can work in the interest for you to pass the budget so you can get liquidity for you to operate, that means you can do something too for certain citizen of this island who entitled to the old age pension to get the correct salary. Okay? Um, so as I put on social media, I challenge them to come out and explain where this law is. Who else of the organ of the system, or these departments and these institutions that we have that's part of the organ, need to finalize their approval for it to reach on the agenda of Parliament. If they can always put some motion to force the ministers to do this, to do that, I want to see one of the 15 members of Parliament that always talk about the pensioners and always up and down taking pictures with the pensioners. I want them to come with a motion. And I want to see who's not going to be on the floor of Parliament not to vote for it. And I want to see if everybody is online to say this is the date that we want the President of Parliament to have this meeting to adjust the law for the pensioners to get the correct pension. Okay? And don't be taka, blah, 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 talky, and you're not moving. So I challenge them to do it. You really care about the pensioners? Start putting pressure within your own organization for these papers to reach to the floor of Parliament. And stay till 3 o'clock in the morning, okay, with answer and questions. Go the next day and you stay again till 3 in the morning to do your second round and the third round and fourth round. Our round you want. You're going to stay late so you can pass it, and let me see who's going to be sitting on the floor of Parliament. I noticed in that meeting that when the minister talking, they only keep the camera on top of the minister. But I want a Gromiko Wilson sitting there. We're going to change that because the people have right to know who's sitting when the minister is busy talking, who's sitting on the chair on the floor of Parliament to follow the answers of different other members of Parliament. Okay? Because you can't be in a meeting, and this is the only type of meeting that you can walk out, not going to the bathroom, and either drink a little coffee or tea or something, and you're there chatty, and then you're coming back. Okay? So that camera need to be showing also, not glimpse, show. So we, the people, know who's sitting there. Maybe we're not paid to be sitting in the public, but we have the right to see who's sitting there. It is our tax money pay for that advanced technology what it just installed there. So we have the right to see. And we need to know who's sitting on there, because you can get a member of Parliament, ask a bunch of questions, and when the ministers start answering them, they need us sitting on the floor of Parliament. All of that is there too. Okay? And if I say it here on live, I mean it. And if I don't sit there, you have me to hold accountable. You have the right to call me, not the millionaires, because I take the money from them, and I'm not planning to take money from them neither. You is the people, You is the one who's going to elect me. You have the right to WhatsApp me. As I say, my number stays the same thing. I have no time to go change numbers, to have secret numbers and things like that. Okay, that's for the pension. In the last week, I saw on social media a lot of people talking about the license plate. Okay, and if are you planning to go, or if I planning to run and ask you to support me and vote me to get me in there, okay, that means these type of documents, okay, need to be part of my life. So what I went to do, I went to look for the Afkondigingsblad van St. Maarten that talks, there's the law that talks about the 2020, the 2021, and no, sorry, 2021, 2022, and the 2023 license plates. Okay, the new license plate, okay, is made within the law. Okay, it was made within the law, and I think if the Minister of Finance did his homework instead of always sending his people them to go do his homework and write things for you to be reading, he will do the same thing like me. Let me see if you can. Let me put it in this way. Let me see. You have to measure it. Okay, this way the length of the digit, okay, because the digit have to be about 4 millimeter wide, okay, and the length of it have to be, it's in between 5 centimeter to 7.5 centimeter long. And this year the digits them is shorter than the digit before. Okay, and if you see here, let's see if I can get it. Okay, no, this way. Sorry. Anyway, you see, it's really sharp, but it's within the law. It's within the law. Okay, and Article 2 talks about it. Okay, it tells you in Article 2, 2.2a, it tells you the length and it have to be 15. This piece here, the length of it have to be 15 centimeter. No, it has to be 30.5, and here it will be 15. Okay, and automatically it talks about also the motorbike that is shorter. And I'm looking for, okay, and Article 4, no. I want to get this correct for you. In Article 1, okay, of the regelings nummerplaat 2023, that gives you from letter A to letter K, that tells you all about every the plate letters. Okay, so they recognize the personal cars, for example, the family cars, they will carry M and P, The buses will carry B. The taxi will carry the word taxi. The rentals will carry the R. That's in Article 3. And I'm going to give you a little breakdown more. The letter Article 3E talks about the tour, the T, the plate T. Okay, and so it go on for the V, the MF, for motor fietsen, that's for the bikes, and the Z, and the ones that belongs to government, that's the dienstauto's, and it comes from SXM1, PAR1, MR1 to MR7, L1 to L300, and the letter K that talks about the garage. Okay, and the M, it starts from 1 to 15,000. Okay, and the P starts from 1 to P 9,999. Okay, I find that they need to adjust the law. Okay, on Article 3 and include 2 more letters. Okay, one that you will not use as yet, and one that you will use, and then you will break down the M, going all up to 5 digits. You will reach from M to 1 to M 9,999, and then you introduce a new letter. Let me say you bring the letter S, and then you bring the letter X. Okay, but the letter S starts from S1 to 5,001. Okay, or from 1 to 9,999 for the letter S. And these are ideas that you can come. So then you don't force the plate to carry 5 digits, but you force the plate to carry 4 digits. And instead of making it shorter, making this shorter, you make it back how it was, bigger, 7.5, because now it is 6. I measure it, and it's still within the law. Okay, and it will come looking like this, how it was always. They just have to adjust it, the law, and make this 8 itself. And instead of 5, you go between 6 to 8. Okay, then you're going to make it, because the bigger the better. What problems this new plate is bringing? The new plate is bringing that when you get in an accident, for example, and the person drive away, anybody try to see what the license plate of the car is, it's too small for certain people to see. Okay, and that's the danger of it. If they do robbery, if they do any criminal act, it's going to be difficult. And a lot of people have money to invest in the camera system, up to the 4K. Okay, so you can zoom in. You lose quality because the number is too small. Okay, so, and the new plates then doesn't have that, it shines in the night. It doesn't have the reflector in it. Okay, not about the design. They can redo this whole thing. Okay, they can bring because they want to keep maybe the young lady who won the design, they can repeat the design in 2024. You will have to change maybe either the Sematen, the Sematen, the one on top there. Okay, you will change the color, and maybe you change the one below here. Okay, or you adjust something around that you can identify it will be a 2024. Maybe you'll just put 2024. Okay, instead of on top you put Sematen, you can put the year 2024, or whatever you do. If they want to keep keep the plate for a longer time frame, and then they will have to change it, but then you make the letter to the maximum what you have. Okay, so then it will be better for safety reason. Let me put it in that way. Okay, and so on. I have different I see. Okay, yeah, it's in Article 3, the number 2A. That's where they talks about the size of the letter, the size of the digits. Okay, and it clearly tells you too that the one for the taxi and the one for the motorbikes or the bikes, they will come 4 centimeter in height and about 3.5 millimeter wide, thick. Okay, that's the reason why too you get the taxi plates numbers is a little smaller if you look at it now compared to the ones from 2023 self, the plate. Okay, as I say, I check it, I cross-examine with the last 2 years of the ordinance. Okay, and yeah, the plate is within the law, but it's only for safety reason. I suggest the government to go back to the drawing board, or when they're making these laws for 2024, advise that these things start working on to make the length of the number 8 and start creating 2 letters. It can be S, it can be X. So why I say S, X, because we already have M, and you don't say math and 3 letters are S except. So you can introduce the 2 letters. And the X you have it there, but it's just because it you need to put it in case in the near future, okay, that you can use it. You don't print those places of the X, but you have it there. And then you take away you take the pressure off from the letter M that have 15,000. So you reach it to 9,999, and then you switch over to the new letter, and whereby you're going to make 5,000 of it, or you're going to make about whatever figure it is, 7,000. Okay. Some last week, not 2 weeks ago, I post on Facebook a picture of a vehicle that was carrying letter Z. Okay, and it came out with a little it came out with a company little sign in, and you have cheerleaders on my Facebook that will screenshot it and send it to the owner of the company, and the owner of the company end up coming on my page writing and things like that. It's like, blah, this, but the owner of the company and nobody didn't understand that when you drive a vehicle with a letter Z, that means that vehicle have to be in zware vracht. So that then the whole calculation, what the law talks about, okay, it tells you here. Let me take the vrachtwagen for you. Vrachtauto als bedoeld in artikel 1 eerste lid onder C van het wetensverordening. So it carry you to article 1, first section under C of the traffic ordinance. There they have a specific explanation of the letter V and the letter Z. And when you get in an accident and somebody don't need to die, they become paralyzed, they're going to carry you court. The judge is going to read on this paper, this is the law, not the ambtenaar, not the civil servant, not the minister okaying something, because the minister ain't going to be held accountable when the victim carry the person to court. The judge is going to read based on what is the law, okay? What the law talks about. That particular license plate wasn't supposed to be on your vehicle. You was illegal, and you can end up getting all your court case not in your favor, the verdict not in your favor, and you're going to be held accountable for the rest of your life for that person. And if the person passed away, and if they had children, and there may be 4 or 5 children that's maybe under 5 or 6, for the rest of your life, you will have to take care of those children. So people, when you see me post something on Facebook, it's because I can see beyond the problem that's coming. Don't be cheerleader. Because you see the owner of the company write something and clicking. Because you don't know the relationship between me and the owner. The owner doesn't come on my page. He doesn't participate in writing comments. He writes comments on his own page and whatever he wants to share. Okay? But he's seeing what I see in coming for him. And the ones that driving with the R, it clearly tells you again. Article 1. Verhuurauto's. Article 1, Section J. Okay? It tells you, and it tells you too. Landsverordening voor personenvervoer. Verhuurauto's als bedoeld in artikel 1 onder E van het landsverordening. So this law is sending you to a different law for you to see what it calls, who going in there. It's not for no rental. And because government don't have no plate. That's why the government need to do like I told them. You need to split the M and come with a new one. So when ending of the year, you still have plate to sell the people legally. Because when you get in an accident and you lose control and you mess up somebody, you're going to hold accountable not the civil servant that gave you the plate, and neither the minister who instruct them or okay or bless them for they to give you another plate, for you to be driving illegal on the road, violating the traffic rules and ordinance. Okay? Because no minister, whoever sits there, is not going to be held accountable unless that judge decides to hold the government accountable and the minister according to the civil book. Okay? I'm here to educate you. I'm here to show you what is good and what is wrong. And electing these type of people and keeping them in there is going to keep messing you in the long term. Then you're going to come to me as Gromiko the journalist and telling me this, telling me that, and you lose this case and this government don't even find out. No, that's why you need to get up. Instead of looking at this little stupid, little scandalizing and slandering of me, that what they're making, and say, this is the man we need to get in there. Because at least he's seeing way beyond our nose. Okay? And way beyond the nose of the Pinocchio too. Because it's well long, a line straight. Okay? They don't care. The Minister of Finance right now don't care about you driving with a Z, with an R, or with a V. He cares about, he get the money, he hold you, and he is going to, he's driving in the MR, he's driving in personal. And let me explain them another thing that the government is doing here. Okay? Sorry. I'm going back with you again. Article 1. And I'm talking about still from the Aankondigingsblad, regulating the number plate 2023. Article 1. Letter C, that talks about the government car, dienstauto. De dienstauto als bedoeld in artikel 1 onder B van het regeringsdienstauto overheid Sint Maarten als mede auto verstek aan de gouverneur, de voorzitter van staten en de ministers. Okay? So the law that regulates the government cars, okay, it clearly identifies the ones that the civil servant drives. The one, it regulates the governor vehicle, it regulates the minister's vehicle, and it regulates the member of parliament, that is the president, or the only one that have it. It regulates his vehicle, of the vehicle from parliament. Maybe they have 1, 2 that falls on it. Okay, that particular law, I didn't ask for it, but You're seeing these government car driving with letter M, dangerous too. And you have the ministers using the M, but it's the same type of white Jeep, well tinted dark, okay? Black, black, black. And they're using it as a personal vehicle, driving up and down, wasting the government gasoline bonds. And that we have to, the same minister who signed this law, the Minister of Finance, is coming to suck out of us the taxes for he to put it on his budget to pay. Okay? All of these things need to stop. All of these things need to stop. Maybe you don't find today this topic important, but I'm telling you it's very important, because you need to understand piece by piece how this apparatus work and how the abusing of it. Okay? So this one here, let me put it so maybe you can screenshot it after. Let me see it come up. Yeah. This law, this is the 2023. Okay, that regulates the license plates. There you can see it will send you to, at least so far I read, it send you to about 3 other laws. Okay. And I have the memory van toelichting here too in the back. If you want it, I'm going to WhatsApp it to you. I don't have a problem. It's public. You can find it on the government page, but I already downloaded it. If you want, I can send you all 3 so you can look into it. And to the cheerleader from the business owner, you carry the message, tell him look at it now. Check the time frame when I start talking so he can see it. Or you want to download, take the piece out and send it to him and tell him. I trying to open his eyes for what the government that he thinks is legal is busy breaking the law and putting him, his family, and his staff, and the rest people who they give out the V plate and the Z plate and the R plate in danger. Because when you vehicle get in an accident, that's where your tribulation will start. When you're driving an R plate and the person take you to court, and the insurance is also participating in this illegal thing by insuring the vehicle with the wrong plate. It's not only the government, it's not only the civil servant, but also the insurance company allowing the government to break the law. They had to refuse to insure the vehicle with that type of category license plate. You see how way beyond I carrying, this is not only Irion I hitting, it's not only government I hitting. The civil servant, you just have to follow the order. I said about, and I wrote an article, and I spoke about it, no, I ain't write it. On Facebook, I was at a live, and I talk about in the receiver's office where they instruct them to take insurance paper that copies instead of having the original. Okay. Then when I come out with it live and I spoke about it and I posted, internally they run and they went and fix and tell them, no, don't take it, this, that. I am a living witness. I was standing in the line. You need the original. The man took his phone and showed them a document that is the insurance. When I start making noise in line, that you need to bring the original, because you can reach in that airport to go what country you want with a photocopy of your whole passport, because you want to go with it to lose it. You cannot travel with a copy of a passport. You cannot come to pay for your plate with a picture, a digital picture of your insurance. What proof the cashier have that is legal or not legal? So the cashier get a little maybe upset because I open him a mouth there and thing like that. Not upset, but this, that, and then somebody in the back that's over the cashier say take it because maybe they hear my mouth. But you're breaking the law. You're participating, and I see it with my two eyes. Ain't nobody come give Gromiko no story, I see it with my own eyes. I'm a living witness of this thing. And the man showing me that no, the way you're doing this right. No, my brother, you better have the correct documents with you when you're going to pay for it and when you're going to pick up. Because he went again and he went and pick up his plate with the same thing. And then they have this whole big sign about fraud article something. I have the picture there. When I talk to you, I like to show you evidence. Article 2 of the section 184, the penal code of St. Martin talks about forgery. Okay, valsheid in geschrift. But the man picked up the plate with a copy. He didn't show them the picture of the insurance. So by the cashier in the government building, the supervisor or whoever is older, they overrule that procedure and give the okay to the cashier. Because one thing I love on the cashier is she went and asked the superior, somebody over her, and that person overruled and allow it. I don't care tomorrow when the minister and when the cabinet of the minister call you and ask you about this life and you want to take me, I'm trying to screw you on your job. You broke the law. I was there. I was ringing the bell. And I told you all. I come in on Facebook to talk about it. Okay? So you have to clearly send out a press release. That's why, too, a lot of people didn't get in the information because the minister was part of blocking 721 News to release information from the government, the press releases. So he part of it. And I ain't going to have no mercy on him. And neither none of them in the Council of Ministers. The people is not getting informed. You see everybody come on my page following Gromiko and 721 to see what's going on in the shooting. Because they know if the news is not from the paparazzi, the news may not be reliable. Okay? So, the minister have to be held accountable for all of these things. But you think tomorrow, when the detective are doing an investigation of fraud or a whole network or whatever they're doing, like they did the thing with the VIN numbers, and they're seeing that every time your cashier number coming in, okay, and these things, it's you they're going to drag and sit in that office to question. It's you need to go now, okay, to go explain that, no, this comes from above. They tell us to do this, that. But that 8 hours or 6 hours, that they're going to keep you there talking to you, have you all frightened, sweating, nearly peeing and shitting yourself. Irion ain't going through it. The chef cabinet from the finance department ain't going through it. Neither one of them in the cabinet, advisors to the minister with these policy advisors, ain't going through it. So you ask is sitting there because it is your cash register is cashing this money and leaving these illegal things and going whatever they discover out there. Gromiko is there only to safeguard you and avoid you to sit down. And then tomorrow, your enemy, your girlfriends, them that don't like you, they're going to take your picture and push it there on WhatsApp and circulating that you involved in this scam thing. Not the minister, not the chef cabinet, neither the SG of finance, and neither the policy advisors and cheerleaders, brown nose people that's around Irion. You, cashier, is in this thing. So it's you who giving out the plate is going to be in this thing. Please, if you hear me say it on Facebook and I stressing on because the law is being broken. So it's up to you if you want to understand me or not. Tell when you get yourself in hot water that you don't want to be part of. Okay? So that is what I did. a little homework. Instead of photocopying the license plate and stand on the floor of Parliament and asking if they're going to pull this plate or this and that. No, the plate is 100% made legal based on the laws. But the only thing, the safety is it's not correct. It's not safe the size where they make it. We need to make it bigger back, and we need to adjust to, as I say, introduce 2 letters whereby you're going to use one and have the other one there in reserve, and then you make extra plate. If you know you're going to run out at the ending of the year, that every time you have to put ZB that, you make extra and put them right there. Okay? And because we're working on recycling, whatever stay back there, we're going to see how we're going to recycle them via like GB Recycle, send things to recycle. It takes all of them, you destroy them in a way like putting a hole, puncture a hole, puncture a hole in them, and then give them to GB to use as recycle to what company, what it makes. Okay, and the little bit that maybe GB can make, they can help them pay for the new ones that come. And the idea came to me too because I see it in certain documentaries in the States. You have the prisoners making license plate, and I think with all this money, because in the same law I tell you, it tells you exactly how much money the government budget to make it. Okay, in de financiële paragraaf van de memorie van toelichting, it talks about over 300,000 guilders to make. So then with that money, government can take and invest in a machine and maybe put it in somewhere and then leave the prisoners them make the plates and then finance the material, whatever you have to do it, if they want to keep it every year or they want to do it every 2 years, whatever it is. It's an idea to save your cost instead of giving it to friend to make it and all type of crap like that. You know me with my no brown sack, because the moment you give it to a friend, you know the brown sack coming after in somebody bank account overseas or local. But I doubt it's local. I think it's more overseas. Okay? I just saying. Don't hold me. Okay? Because that's the type of modus operandis that's happening for years. We're not trying to save money for the country. The country doesn't have a savings account that they can stand on floor in Parliament and say the savings account have X amount of thousands and millions saved for the last few years or something like that. Everything where they see that they can spend, they're going to rewrite that. They're going to make paperwork to move the money from one post to the other post for they to milk it out. Okay. Anyway, that was my topic for the day. Okay. I just want to thank you if you're looking at me on Facebook. Don't be afraid. Write your comments, share it. It's important. Okay. And yeah. Oh, the immigration. The immigration had, let me go a little extra minutes there after the hour. Right now, with this election coming, the Minister of Justice is trying to get a little photo opportunity and doing like she's doing a lot of things. They're forcing the immigration officers to go follow a course whereby they're not working with them, okay, to reschedule them for it to do this course. They are doing it mandatory. Everything for them is mandatory, okay? And also I see in the apparatus, whoever carry a BAFPOL certificate, they're forcing them to go do something to do this course too, because if you don't do the course, you're going to get problems because they want to withdraw your BAFPOL, your right to do whatever it is. Anyway, some bombashi they're doing for to say like they're doing things and putting the civil servant to go course. They're going to be for campaign and some shit like that. But anyway, they went so far to tell the immigration officers that if you fail this course and if you do not go to this course, they're going to remove the power from them to execute the work. Let me tell you something. I don't know who's the brightest person who put it on black and white. And I don't know who's the brightest person that said these words. But the moment you disable them from their right, it's like you suspend them. They cannot neither stamp a passport. They cannot neither sign a process verbal. You are playing games with these people like lively power what they have because it's bound to the job. Okay, you lose that is when you're under investigation and you remove it from them and send them home, or you're going to leave them there, and if they have something you want to move them from one desk to the other, from one department and within the immigration you send them. This is, but it's like a police officer. You take away his power to execute, like he's swearing the power he have as a police officer. Then he can't walk with a gun. Automatically the gun becomes illegal on him. That comes too for the immigration, because the immigration, some of them have to walk with a gun. Okay, they becomes a normal administrative person, and you can't have them with a weapon on the job. You can't expect them to do, yes, stamp the passport, and then no, you can't do this. They can't either make a process verbal no more, because you're not, as I say in Dutch, dienaar de openbare macht. Okay, you don't have that power. Then that's like me writing a report, sign it, and you need to contest it in court. I don't have that power. Please, if you don't know nothing about justice for the rest of this year, okay, going to election, stay quiet. Start packing up. That's what these cheerleaders need to do. Start packing up if you doesn't understand the whole apparatus. Because this thing that the minister demanding, tell her go demand in her pageants that she organized, not here in the apparatus from government. You come meet a system that is completely different than what you was raised in or you work in. You need to understand the system. And if you want to be the chupador, to soccer, to go do things what the minister send you to do me a favor. Make sure that you know what you're going to do. Otherwise, you're going to stay ridiculous. Okay? So I know they adjust something, but it's not working about you going 3 hours before this, that. Yeah, I think the minister needs to stop this whole thing. In something that you have to do it because it is something that they want to implement as a new law or a new thing. This thing don't have no type of validity. This thing is just to put you in the class so she can come take pictures and say that she's doing this, doing that. You ain't doing nothing for the 3 years, and you're not going to get elected by forcing the immigration to do something and threaten them. And the rest civil servant who have a BAFPOL. I always say that thing. I don't. They're behind me. Oh yeah, but do it. I say not me. That paper have a validation here in St. Martin. If to death tomorrow want to get up and say, let me go Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, or Best Island to work, that paper, it don't have no type of validity in those countries. Okay? Part of the Dutch kingdom. Way from the one from Holland. Okay? So I tell them I don't waste my time. If I'm going to do something, it's because I'm going to get more money on my salary, or if today or tomorrow, if I get up and say, I fed up, let me go somewhere else to live, I can go with that paper and it's going to help me. Okay? It's just like, for example, you're a police officer in Aruba and you want to say, let me make a change. Maybe your wife get a good job in St. Martin. You want to come, that same diplomacy got in the uplading of what he do in Aruba, Curacao, or Best, he can come in and it will be valid right in St. Martin, and he's going to get his rank. But that bath-ball paper don't have no type of value in those other Dutch islands that form the Dutch kingdom. And if the St. Martin immigration need to go back in to do the course, then the Dutch assistants that coming in, those marchers need to do it too. Why the law don't count for them? Because as I say, and I keep saying, these people comes work under the corps politie or the immigratie roof. So they're equal to the ones that's here. We always have the tendency to pick them up and carry them like they're the kings or something, because they know better, because they come from Holland. And Holland always sending, like Curacao send the minister, a machine, a human machine that ain't make no result in Curacao. And they flush it on us. And that machine just sucking the tax people and money out. Okay? Because the minister only knows about pageant, nothing else of the system. Okay? So if the immigrations local go into this, the Dutchmen have to go too. And if the Dutchmen don't have to go, then the immigration locals don't have to go neither. Punto. You understand? And if they refuse because they false, they work in here, but they respond to the organization in Holland. All of these things, you see? You see why they don't want me in the parliament? Because I'm going to question it. If you come in here, you come in here and you're going to follow orders from here. If you can't follow the orders, have a Air France and have a KLM so you can return back home happy. I don't want no frustration over here. And if you come here to work, it's because you're going to pass your experience what you have in Holland over to the people over here. And if you can come here to work, I'm going to send my people over there too. It's an exchange that they can see daily a different environment, different things that they can get, and they can come back and they want to see, they want to do this and they want to do that. But you need to go from two ways. Always we can be opening the doors for these people to come, and then they come to control. That's why I always have issues with these type of things. You understand? So if we need people, let me look in the other Dutch islands. And let me bring people from Aruba, Curacao, Bess, who want to come here for 3-4 months to work and then go back. We swap them. And then we can do an exchange with our own, send them over there too. Shift the cost. I pay the cost from your people. You pay the cost from my people. Something we need to sit at the table. That's why I tell you, it's a lot of things need to sit at the table. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching me. Thank you for following me. To the people who was active writing in comments, thank you for being there. The ones that are going to look at it later, thank you for following me. You know, my name is Wilson Gromyko LNV. Okay. And you know my routine, no brown sack. Okay. And I candidate on the USP party. Pamela Gordon Carty is my leader. Here she is. And it's time for we to unite. Election coming. Okay, folks. So, as I say, no brown sack at all. Stay away from these people are giving you out money for election. Remember, they don't have the money. It's not their money. It's money that they took from these millionaires who want to keep controlling this country, have you suffering. It is up to you if you're going to say you take it or you don't take it. And it's up to you if you want to say, I'm part of the breaking the cycle and I'm supporting election coming, Gromyko Wilson, as Wilson Gromyko LNV, as my name will appear on the ballot. Okay? Keep praying for your children. Keep praying. Do positive things. And I thank you. And If you want to be clicking like because you don't like me on these people's slanderous operation, be part of it. But they're going to tell you, karma watching you too, because of you participating in these type of things. Okay? Uh, please, people, have a nice beginning of the week. Blessed. Bon Simang is the same papimento. And may God bless you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for believing in me. We are one day closer to the election. And you know already, we cannot re-elect the same political parties that have us suffering. Okay? You have an option. The USP party have sufficient candidates that you can choose, and one of them is me. So definitely you have a good choice. I'm not going to be like Hyson sitting on there collecting a salary and still talking about Claude Waty days and the Democratic days, because I'm not stuck in no time frame like he in the Ice Age. And definitely I ain't gonna be neither part of the ones that are going in there. Today they're running on the National Alliance, but when the president of parliament saw them for 30 days for the salary that they collects. So you can, as I say, sakabosom. You ask what is what. Okay? Take it easy. And thank you for following me. And I gave you a glimpse. I like to click that intro. That's the reliable news. That is the reliable news. This way I takes my money from my company. You understand? Not here to take no money from nobody. And keep following 721 News Facebook page, because we are the number one in the social media. Our platform is the most strongest media platform on the island. And if you want the correct news, it's here you need to come. Okay? And this is the correct you need to receive.